Hi everybody, Alex with Type Studio, and today we're going to be having a little chat about online video templates. I'll be showing you how to use a little program called Type Studio to create cool video templates that you're going to be posting on social medias, and also I'll show you how to save them so you can apply them to later video content. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump into it. So first, you're gonna go to our website, typestudio.co, which is linked in the description down below. You're gonna go up, sign up for a free account. Once you get here to the dashboard, you're gonna start a new project. Find that video you're looking to add a template to and drag it onto the web page so it can upload into the program. In the program, you're gonna be met with the transcription of the dialogue of the video on the left-hand side and the video preview on the right. Now's the time to just have a little bit of fun and create a cool little template for your video. Change the aspect ratio, add some images, and even add some text. And after your template looks good and you're happy with what it looks like, you're gonna go up to templates and you're gonna click Save Template. This will save the template onto your account so you can apply it to later videos. To show you that, I'm gonna upload the video again, and then once in the editor, I'm gonna go up to templates, I'm gonna click on that template we just saved, and it will apply it right under the video. All easy and peasy. Once done with your project and you're happy with how it all turned out, you're gonna go up to the top right, you're gonna click Export and then Download Video. As the video finishes rendering out, you can either share this video by copying this link right here and then sharing that with anybody, and then it'll bring them back to this specific page, or if you'd like, you can just download the video by clicking the download button right here, and it'll download right onto your computer. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like, you can click that subscribe button, hit the like button, and also check out all our social medias. We post a lot over there, and we always are updating everybody on all the new features that we're coming out with. So if that interests you and you'd like to keep up to date with everything Type Studio, make sure to do that. But either way, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.